everyone. My name is Amar and welcome to the Infotech. Today we are recording a short webinar session, having a discussion regarding the password protection. We're going to discuss today what's the importance of protecting password, how we can make a good password, and what could be the potential ways to save your passwords. So we are three. Myself, Rizwan is here, and Rahib Masood, who are IT specialists in their own fields of cybersecurity and networking security as well. So let's start with a few questions, which probably we all might have in our head, and we try to figure out what can be the potential ways to have a good password. First of all, we want to know what is password. What is
The password actually the authentication tool. So if I am registering in a website, suppose like I'm registering in a website, so the website should know that I am the right person accessing to the right data. And that is the only way of that website to recognize me as the right person to access. It's simply like a key of the house. So this is what a password is. This is what my thinking. Maybe Rahi would enlighten something.
Yeah, so you are correct. Like password is a one kind of identity. So one identity could be your name or the username select. That's not enough to identify yourselves. That's why when we do some anywhere we log in, we need a password to make sure or to cross check or double check the identity of a person. So when you put the right password, it matches with your username. Then you are able to log in. It doesn't match, then you will get a warning sign, or it will warn you your password or your username is not correct.
Yes, I believe you rightly said, because password is something to authenticate anywhere we go to different websites, probably to make our accounts to sign up or anything. They just make a password protected to give individuals or a group of people an access to their personal account, which is a way to authenticate the authenticity of individuals or a group of people, which is a great thing for a security purpose. So, if we come to the types of password, what do you think when people make up their password for their any kind of sign-up process or for any kind of authenticity? What do you think? There are different types of password. It could be 3 words, it could be 5 words, it could be numbers. So, what do you think? What makes the good password for best security purpose?
Yes, in terms of password strongness, it is something like if you would have seen some keys are like very easy to identify. Those keys have very less threats. So if we are comparing the password with the key, as I have compared earlier, you will find out very cheap locks has very low threat keys. So those are very easily openable. And same thing happens with the digital password as well. So when we are putting our key as very simple threads, maybe just the numbers, maybe just the alphabet, it gives the hackers to either guess the word very easily, or probably using a brute force attack or dictionary attack, they can easily brute force that and crack that. But what does make the password a strong password is same like you are increasing the threat on the key. So some of the keys are very complex that it goes a straight line and then it got a vertical threat as well. So it goes like 4 threat. If we are making our password similarly using alphabets, numbers, characters, special characters, and probably some more complexity into password, it becomes very strong, and it also enhance the cracking time frame, time range into huge number. And when you are making that length from smaller to longer, it is more complex and more time consuming. So that this is how a hacker cannot think of something which you could possibly add into your password list, and they cannot crack easily. So this
I
is
believe you
actually a
mentioned a
very good.
very strong point in there regarding the password protection. Rahi, what do you think? Most of the time, for example, personally, me, when I try to sign up for an account, they say try not to use your name try not to use the name for common city or something like that. What do you think? What makes a company to not to advise not to choose these kind of common words or your names?
Used to be a common technique or common method that everyone used to follow. We have a limited space in our brain that we can remember everything. So people used to use whatever they mostly can remember, like their name, birthplace, or their date of birth, something like this. So then it was, or now it is a bad practice to use those kind of name or date of birth, because anyone can guess if some person know you personally, or if someone come to a contact with you and they have some kind of contact with you, they can easily guess what you put as a password. So it's not a good practice. So now people, big companies, they're trying to alert people to choose a right password. And the best practice is, when we signing up anywhere, they're already giving us an instruction what can we choose as a password, like minimum 8 characters, upper and lowercase combination, plus numbers, special characters. So if you not following those categories, then you won't be able to sign up at the first place. So when you are putting a combination of numbers, upper key, lower keys, then your password is getting more secure and it's not easily guessable. So I think that's need to be followed by everyone to make their account, or make their other bank details, or wherever they're
Mhm.
using any password, they should follow those
Mm.
steps to make everything
Mm.
secure.
I just
Yes,
wanted to
that's
I just wanted to add with Rahi regarding people's guess. So not necessarily every time people are guessing. What they're doing, if someone is targeting you, what they can easily do, they will go to your profile, Facebook profile, LinkedIn profile, and then they
Yeah,
will
so
find
you
out,
mean to
yeah,
say like social
yes,
engineering.
yeah, social engineering. And then what they're going to do, they will find out which city are you living. Maybe they found out that you have put a security question where you have provided your dog's name, and
First
they don't,
city.
yeah, maybe dog's name, and they don't see dog's name anywhere in the social media. So how they would do, how will they will find out? They will send you an email, and which email will be very legit. You will see that email is a legit email from maybe PayPal. And then they will try to social engineer you, that provide me your dog's name. This is how they will retrieve the dog's name, and then you will provide the dog's name because you thought that that phishing website was actually a legit PayPal website. So this is how people can easily get as well. And this is why all top companies, they suggest to not to use common things.
yeah, I believe yes, Rizwan, Rahi. I totally agree with what you're talking about, the strongness and the having the ability of the password to be protected as possible by following various means. For example, using different characters, using different kind of uppercase and lowercase letters, and all these kind of things, which is great. But let's see, like, okay, password we say is a kind of protection, kind of a gateway to get access to an account. But what is we can do you think what we can do to actually protect the password itself? Do you think multi-factor authentication is one way on top of protecting the password, or having security question on top of signing an account can be a good way as a security on top of password? Do you think this should be used, or do you think the password is sufficient? What is your thoughts regarding these?
So let me put my thoughts on this concern. Like, um, well, the password itself, if you want more security on your account, password itself is not secure. So what I personally use is two-factor authentication, can be with your number or with your other email, or you can use third-party apps for authentication. Like there is Microsoft authentication software apps you can
Google's
use.
authentication as well.
Authentication software you can use. So when you using those authentication, two-factor authentication, so let's bring the example of this one as if someone trying to phishing you, and you might click on the phishing link and you put your password. Now let's say the other party, they got my password, but if there is no two-factor authentication, they can easily get access to my account. But if I use a two-factor authentication, then my key that I need to, they can't be able to get access. So
Mhm.
obviously it brings more security to your account, and that should be used by everyone.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Rahi
Yes.
have actually said whatever it should be said. I every time when I am teaching my students or if I'm talking with someone, I basically give example and compare with the door keys and stuff. So let me share the same thing here as well. So when we are actually saying two-way authentication, we are actually saying that we are adding a second key or second lock onto the door. So when you are having a lock, probably someone already got the key of that lock, but there is the second hook which is on my hand, and this is why he cannot log in all of the top main websites or services you are using. You should use authentication softwares or second authentication, maybe via text, email, whatever. They give an OTP, one-time password, and then you use those ones. I would
Yeah, it
suggest
also
everyone.
alert you. It also alert you when someone trying to get access to your
Yeah,
account. You
correct.
also get a
Mhm.
notification
Yeah,
or OTP. That's how you know that someone is trying, because you are not
yeah,
trying to access that account, but you got the OTP, so that means someone else is trying.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
now you can be alert.
Yes,
correct.
certainly. These using the multi-factor authentication, using OTP, and using security question, definitely it helps to make the password more secure, and it is one of the top level security apart from the password. But let's come to a very serious concern. Probably this can be a last discussion of this today's discussion. Let's say I done multi-factor authentication, I done OTP, whatever security on top of my password protection. Let's say my email account gets hacked. Someone got access, or I'm somewhere and someone got my phone and they have an email access to my phone. And for example, I might have an account somewhere, maybe on Facebook or any social media or anything, probably anywhere like in where I sign up any website maybe. And they used forget password option to get a notification my email to reset the password, and they might use MFA, which I took my email as MFA way to authorize the sign-in process. So, what if my email is hijacked, has been misused by an unauthorized person? What do you think in this scenario? I mean, this is rarely that can happen, but it can happen, and there could be chances. As I said, if my phone is unattended or my email is hacked, what do you think for in this kind of situation? Yes, Rizwan.
So, as a networking student or a student in cybersecurity, we know that no system is 100% secure. You, as a human being, you as a person, has been very easy on credentials. Maybe you have left your phone at your desk and maybe at your hotel and you left and you forgot. So actually this is your own responsibility. It should be my responsibility to keep my phone, to keep my things with me every time. Social engineering is also very easy but very powerful technique the hackers use to get
Mm,
information. So maybe I got my MFA to my phone, but the hacker will call me saying I am from Microsoft or Google, and there is a code into your phone act as a employee from Google or Microsoft, and you are easily giving the OTP to the that to the hacker. So that shouldn't happen. If you are being hijacked by social engineer, and that shouldn't be happening. So first of all, we need to be aware of what social engineering, how people can hack you as a human being, and how we can protect ourselves. After you found out that you have been hacked or something happened, maybe that's 0.01% what I'm talking about. You should definitely change everything. And in Google, suggest to you that your password has been compromised. And I would also suggest everyone to use LastPass as a password manager, where you can create passwords easily, and you don't need to remember. This LastPass will remember the password, and whenever you are registering or logging in into a website, it will suggest you the previous password. So this is how you minimize. You cannot be 100% secure, but whatever the layer you put into the system, it gives the protection layer higher.
Yes, definitely.
I was coming to that point, like Rizwan just mentioned about password manager. So it makes our life easier in terms of remembering thousands of password. Now we have minimum 100 password to remember. So it's not possible for a human being to remember all the password with all those combinations, and what the other big companies they do, or the people are trying to use the password manager who that's help you to remember your password. Not only remember it, but also it helps you to create new password every single time when you creating any account.
Correct.
So I can show two, three best password manager right now. So I had done some research on it, and what I personally use. Let me just share my screen. Okay, you can see now, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so I will go by descending order. So first one is Bitwarden, and you can see that is for enterprise style plans and pricing. Because if you using a password manager, it's not free. But whatever free, remember, whatever is free, it's not secure, or there's nothing free in this world. So if someone
Correct.
is
Mm,
free, that means that there is something fishy with it. So I
yeah,
would recommend not to go for any free one if you trying to use any password manager. So I will go for the personal plans, and you see basic free account, it will not give you that much of advantages for using. So there you can go for family organization, which is $3.33 per, and you can per month, and you, for 6 users, or you go for 10 year $10 per year, which is less than a pound, $1 per month.
Yeah, correct.
Then and the second one is LastPass. Second one means this Bitwarden was third in my research. Then LastPass is second. And if you go for the pricing, you see that it's it's really affordable for everyone. So
True.
it's just a price of a
Yeah.
coffee for every month. Or if you go for
mm,
our bigger option,
Family.
then you can
mm,
and you can just compare whatever the features they
mm,
are giving on the premium, families, or free version. So you see most of the on the free version, most of the features is disabled, so you
mm,
can't really use it. So
mm,
then my first one is Dashline. So I have seen lots of top giant companies they are using Dashline. So let's say example, Apple, the Daily Telegraph, some other companies, they are using this Dashline for their password manager. And if we
yeah,
see for their pricing, that's very cheap and reasonable for everyone. Is uh,
mm,
$3.99 per month.
mm,
I would
and you
suggest to go for like family pack where you are sharing the total amount
yeah,
of
you can
money.
share with your
Yeah.
family members.
So you can go with any of the
Mm,
companies and then share the amount with 2 3 friends. That would be best, I would say.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, this is a great way because it's not recommended you to save your password on your local PC, or you just make a note or you just write down on the paper. It's not really a good idea because that can be compromised at any time. So you guys want to make sure, because something to keep it safe, something which is trustable. So for these, you can to do it. So you can probably use these kind of tools the password manager tools to make sure your passwords are in a secure hand. So
Yeah, so in our daily life, we normally everyone is using Google Chrome, and we save
yeah, yeah,
all the in Google Chrome. Or if someone is using Apple, they have Apple password, so it's automatically saving your passwords.
yeah,
But
definitely, yeah,
those password managers are more secure than Google Chrome. I would
yeah,
say those are more they're using more latest algorithm or latest security features
definitely, definitely,
to
Correct.
secure.
definitely,
Yep.
definitely. Yes, so thank you very much, Rizwan and Rahi, for sharing your thoughts. And it's been, I think, a really great, helpful. We all learned a lot from each other. And I think the audience, you had a productive outcome from this discussion today. We're going to come up with loads of new topics every Monday. So stay tuned. Do subscribe our channel. If you guys have any questions regarding password protection or anything related to security, please do contact us, and we will be always here to help you our best. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you very
guys,
much.
and
Thank
we
you.
will
Thank you
see
very
you
much.
for the next time.